Holy shit, dude. It is like super dark in here. Oh my god. Today's the 25th. And I just woke up because it's almost noon. And I only have to go to one place today. And I don't have to do a whole lot. So I could actually sleep in for once. Anyway. So, I had to go to the store a couple days ago and get some fungicide. And, my pumpkins. And it's been getting also low as 40. So I had to be wearing a sleeping bag over my main like freaking thing, and it's still freaking cold, and life be like that. But anyway, so I used the fungicide, and I guess I broke myself out with some sort of freaking chemicals under my armpits and stuff. I might be able to show you something. Okay, we are in our bathroom. Do you see that? Look how bad that rash is. Oh my freaking lord, dude. That's off. That's my right arm, which isn't as bad. So I'm gonna probably go brush my teeth and chase some little stubble. I know you can't see the stubble, but I can feel it, and it's really annoying. It's really dysphoric. And then I'll do the one room that I have to do today and the other chores, and then I will go ahead and edit the vlog, which was supposed to be rendering overnight today so I could like upload it. But yeah, so enjoy the vlog. I didn't have time to edit the vlog to like do anything like, oh, this is what I could have done better, this is what I should have done better, like in the previous vlogs that I did, so that you had that pertaining knowledge going into this video. Yeah. Go with it. Deal with it. Enjoy the vlog. Love y'all. Yo, and remember, thick thighs save lives, yo. So love your body and love your thighs. You know what I mean? Oh, but what I will do is I will have to probably make an appointment with dermatology of some sort. Again, I make like only like $400 a month. So, this is probably something I'll do as like a last resort if it doesn't go away on itself. But at the moment, I'm not poisoned. I'm not coughing up blood. I mean, I do cough up blood because, but, other than that, I'm doing okay. I'm not, like, dying or anything like that. So, I'm not too concerned with that whole thing. But that said, if it comes down to actually needing to make a dermatology appointment and breaking into my finances of what little's there, then I guess I'll have to bite the bullet for that. But for right now, I'm just going to resist the urge to scratch it and spread it to wherever. Days later in the day, after work, as you can see, I told you this is a pretty big pond, and it got drained a little bit today. I think they're going to come back again, or they're going to let it fill up, or they're going to I don't know the whole details, but look at all those fishies, man. If you thought that they had, like, no room to, like, swim in now, like before, they definitely don't have a whole lot just go around. So I seen like a little few babies, like a little small babies. So I'm thinking we might be getting more, which would be pretty cool. I love fish. I want more koi fish. I want more beautiful koi fish. Look at them. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. So right, we're gonna get out of here for the day. Got a new jacket, and I'm tired. I got laundry to do, and I think Mom's gonna forget about the whole laundry, that I need to do laundry, because I know how her brain works. She's gonna like completely forget that she needs to text me to tell me that she's done doing laundry and that I can do laundry. That's literally what she's gonna be like. It's been raining for the last, I guess it's not raining today. I had the opportunity to put my Pak Choi out in the sun the last 2 days, but I haven't done that. So hopefully they can make it for another day, and then I can just leave them out in the sun. They can get that sun that they desperately need, so I hope they don't die. They look like they're growing. They haven't grown any true leaves yet, though. So we'll see how that goes. 31st, yo. Tomorrow is September. It's hard to freaking believe that. Well, it looks like Steve and Howard finally had a baby, I think I'm gonna have to like trim this up and pull off an experiment. I have an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work because I don't want to put this whole limp to like waste. So I'm gonna see if I can like trim it off and then stick it in the ground and see like if it'll like grow. Because currently this isn't probably how we want to have Howard and Steve. They'll take this whole thing. They'll take this whole cage off with them, and it'll break. It already has some give. Speaking of which, my pumpkin patch. You know, I think my brother was correct with what he was gonna say. Clearly, Lucifer is going to take up the whole freaking patch. I think in a matter of days, my kale will be like encroached upon. All of this pumpkin patch is literally taking over the whole patch, and I'm not sure if I should like do anything with it. We still have like a lot of like flowers right here. I don't know what they're doing. I think these are gonna die because these are males, because there's nothing like a bulbous thing underneath of it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens if they... So I also contacted somebody on my app. They said that this is pretty normal. They said this is normal. I thought it was waterlogged, but they said it was normal, and it's pretty normal for leaves to eventually not look so good. I thought it was disease, but according to the master gardener that does with pumpkins, they claim that this is pretty normal, like this yellowing over here and stuff like that, and the gray down. They said it looks healthy. I guess I'll take their word for it. Clearly it must be healthy if it's migrating all the way up to here from the north, from the south to the north, as if they're invading America. That'd be like it though. I also put Mama Sugar on this trellis here, and she's been actually using it from what it looks like. That makes me happy that she's actually using this for support. Baby sweet potatoes down here are just kind of doing their own thing. Mama Sugar's just going to keep growing. Hopefully the pumpkin patch doesn't increase any more than what it is. This is so weird to see this. It's like a bungee cord, but for a plant, dude. That's freaking weird, dude. I don't know how it knows that it needs to grasp onto this, but it's freaking amazing. It's about time to pull out these peppers, I think. They don't have enough scoring. This one does, but there's just not enough like yellowing. It looks like there's a beautiful flower blooming here, which is really pretty. All right, let's get up to the apartment, and then we'll come back and get some scissors. I'm gonna do something with those tomato plants, and I don't know if it's gonna succeed, but we will see. So like I said, it's gonna be raining here for the majority of the day, probably for the next few days actually. So I finished pruning up the tomato plant over here, and I did some things, and I'll show you here in a second. So I pruned this up pretty well. You know, it may not survive. Howard and Steve may not survive, but I also took some clippings. I put them down in the pot to see if they will propagate. Because these are tomato plants, any part of the stem will essentially grow into something, like, you know, like roots, for instance. So I'm thinking I had to trim off a lot of the leaves because they were kind of like this one right here. They're probably this whole branch, to be honest. I'll probably cut up here because this whole leaf has dry rot. So I'm gonna have to do something with this. I'm gonna have to rechange out the soil, stick them in probably a flower bed. I'm thinking repotting them, and that might help out a lot. I did prune them off a little bit because they were consistently getting larger. You know, these are Zach's favorite plants, Howard and Steve. You know, these are his favorite plants, tomatoes, but you know, it had to be done. If they'll survive, they survive. If they don't survive, then that just means that I need to be a little bit more proactive with my pruning earlier on. Most of the leaves up here are pretty fine. It's just the ones that were in the lower levels. So I'm trying to see if these will propagate into other saplings, these two. I also put one over here. We'll see if this one, if these 3 take the soil, I'm gonna have to get another cage and put it there. Not Howard and Steve, but God, my pumpkins. Look how much they're taking over. This ruins my motive to have Pak Choi here. But the peppers will hang on, the sweet potatoes will hang on, everything else will hang on. Everything is in the hands of God right now to see if they make it or they don't make it, they don't survive. This rain, this is the first rain that they've gotten in God knows how many days, and I knew it was going to rain. I didn't want to like water anything. I was worried about water logging, so I waited a while. So now that it's raining and I'm done with what I'm doing, I'm going to go upstairs. But what I will do is I will add more soil to this bed and that bed. This one probably needs it more than the other one over there. So I'll add it right into there. It is perfectly time for me to go ahead and add more soil there. As I said, they are heavy eaters and it's been longer than a month, so it's time for me to renew the soil right there. I'm gonna go into my apartment before I get rained on any more than I already am. After 3 whole days, my baby Pak Choi had finally survived, so we're gonna go ahead and take this downstairs before we head into work. Yeah, I'll talk to you about it down there in a bit. I'm surprised some of this is doing okay. It kind of really halted its growth quite considerably. So we're gonna go ahead and leave my babies with this on. I know that this is probably going to deflect how much sun that they can get, but I need to do something at work, another job, so we're gonna go do that. It looks like the saplings from my experiment for Howard and Steve's babies may not have rooted. They might start rotting, but it looks like only time will tell to see what happens to Howard and Steve after our pruning yesterday. So it'll be interesting for a multitude of factors. So we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna leave them enclosed like this, the cap enclosed. Just be on the safe side if it rains again, because it rained for a day and a half. It might rain again, and I don't think they're ready to take any raindrops. They don't have any deep roots, so I'd rather them get minimal sunlight and put them like that. Okay, so it is about 1900. It's just hit 7 p.m. EST here on the East Coast. As I said, I'm gonna go ahead and leave all of those flats out here, put them in the faith of God, in the hands of God, as you can see. It's been an overcast day all day today, so it's been a pain in the butt, aside from all the rain and what have it. So minimal lighting did my plants get. I think they will get more lighting tomorrow. I don't think any wild animals are gonna mess with my flats here, so we'll just go ahead and leave them out tonight. And then tomorrow, you know, when I'm basically half asleep and haven't woke up until noon, at least this way they'll have some sunlight and I can leave them out the whole day, and hopefully that will be good for them. I guess it's kind of like yellowish because of the overcast day above there, so you know, those clouds are kind of drifting on with what they're gonna do. Did go ahead and remove that little twig here that I left right here from the little piercing, as well as the 2 that I left at the pot. Now, I honestly have no idea if Howard and Steve are gonna make it. I don't know if they're gonna regrow their limbs. I don't know what's gonna happen. I might have killed, you know, 2 good plants. Right here where I made these incisions, these are completely hard now. These are not soft like they used to be, like further down the stem down here. Like, these are completely hard. It's possible I might have killed Steve and Howard, which was intentional, but it was like, I wasn't sure if I should just let it hang over. Like, it's gonna take the whole plant with them. So only time will tell to see what happens to Howard and Steve. You know, and like I said, with any video that I do in the garden, I learn from my mistakes, and I make do with what I have. That spider. I just kind of go with it, you know. This is how effective this is. So I finished pruning up this amalgamation of Lucifer, Abel, and Cain, and Sally, and Linus here. It looks like Lucifer, the plant right here that's climbing up here, is going to take up sunlight from Mama Sugar's babies over here. So I'm not sure in this case if I should intervene and cut off this or leave it as is, because I don't think these sweet potatoes over here are going to get a whole lot of sunlight. And because of Lucifer's going to be like all up in the grill, these children might not grow. I'm happy that Mama Sugar is climbing up on the scaffolding here and using it to her fullest extent, because she's going to keep getting, sunlight to her. Cora and Lily are having good peppers. These are probably about ready to pluck, to be honest. And it looks like they're growing more right here and a bit all over into these trunks areas. So since we're done doing a lot of weeding and leafing over here, I'm gonna take care of this side. And then we'll probably go do some RuneScape farm runs and then probably take care of some other things. Okay, so I finished pulling out this and I decided to move these from here over this location over to here, just to be on the safe side. If any wild animal were to come over, hopefully they're a little bit more protected. And because I don't know if the rain is gonna like pull off those panels, but right up here we have like a bit of some foliage cover, so any serious heavy rain that falls down should be protected enough, and we can leave them right there. So I looked at my what's it app or whatever, picture app, and it said that this is called a fringed willow herb and that it blooms into a flower. And I think these right here are still morning glories. They seem to be going all over the garden. I think I'm going to leave them there. These are definitely weeds, by the way. They come and go. There's no way these are strawberries. So if anyone was curious, I don't know what these are though. What kind of weed that is, I don't know. I think this is as much as I'm going to get. Go ahead and do some RuneScape farm runs. Call it a day, dude. Finally got done. All right, and with coffee in hand and after wasting a whole freaking afternoon and drinking coffee, of course, to wake up and say hello to Toucan Sam, we're gonna go outside with this. We have another set of these, but I don't want to use them just yet. I don't want to use them for other things because it's a pain in the butt to actually disinfect these. And yes, you should disinfect and clean these out thoroughly with a chemical solution, according to M.I. Gardner, before reusing them. Otherwise, you will transplant. And the other day, I got some snail cum like right all over me and it won't come out. So now it's stuck to like a paper towel after I washed them through the wash machine. Apparently the wash machine didn't get all of the splooge that was on my glove, and I put a paper towel down and now it's basically like absorbed the paper towel. So we're gonna go down and I'm gonna go do some stuff that we should have done a long time ago but are now taking care of and may or may not kill our plants. So not looking good. You see how some of these are kind of like leaning over and some of them have way too much in there? I kind of want to like pull these out and put them in separate flats where clearly the seeds do not propagate, and then try to spread them out. Otherwise, they're not going to grow true leaves if they're not in a plot by themselves, since apparently Pak Choi are sentient beings that know when to start sprouting out these true leaves to start growing into actual bok choy, because they know how much is planted in the surface area that is there. So the goal is to hopefully relocate some of these migrant workers and try not to kill them in the process, like the American police seems to be doing of lately, because you know what? All lives matter, but apparently some people haven't learned that yet. I hate to get political, but I just kind of want to put this out on the spectrum that if you are a police worker and you are shooting somebody and not making sure to make sure if they aren't armed or not, maybe you should try to double think before you change a whole entire family's lives. Thank you. Good luck. Be safe out there. Y'all have a great day. So let's get started on this project. So we have performed some surgery. Some of these I had to pull out, and some of these that are leaning over are probably too far gone to save. But we will see what we can save and what we can salvage, and hopefully I don't kill them during the transplantation process. But I probably will. This is the most nerve-wracking thing ever because I have to be careful because some of these roots are actually deep, like this one that has been growing. And supposedly in between here is where the true leaf grows, up between here. And some of these, when I pull them out, I have really deep roots, so they end up dying and breaking halfway. So we've had quite a few casualties. If I, for some reason, can't fill up all these, I'm going to replant and re-sow some seeds into these holes. But it is only going to be a matter of time to determine whether or not they retake to the roots and they actually grow without dying. So as a mom of plants, I'm kind of a little bit stressed out, but we aren't even halfway there. So, yeah. You see this fine specimen right here? This is a true leaf in between. So as these grow, it'll grow more stalks above it, and then these will fall down to the ground. So currently I'm taking the liberty of playing Russian roulette, since I'm already playing Russian roulette, trying to like mash all of these into the lengths. And I know the camera is a little bit blurry, but hold up. I'm just gonna go ahead and take the gander of putting these in here, at least the ones that have the formation of a true leaf, or at the very best are now growing true leaves. And I'm gonna kind of space them out far apart. You can barely see it. I got bugs and mosquitoes all over me, so I'm kind of losing my mind. But we're gonna do our best not to screw these up. I think the reason why I'm doing this is because in the past, when I tried to grow things from seed, they did not germinate, they didn't grow, and the only thing that did grow was the celery right here. And that seems to be what the rabbits tend to eat the most. So we're gonna go ahead and see what happens if I grow them from sapling, even though technically you're not supposed to pull them out from the germination until after it has their true leaves, because that's when it actually has the actual roots that will clump up and pull out. Now some of these didn't actually have roots, so it's gonna be interesting as an experiment to see if they propagate solely and take to the soil, regrow some of their things, and to see what happens from that. This is a learning lesson for me because, this is Living with Ray. This channel is all about learning with me and trying not to do the same things over and over again. So we're going to take an experiment. We're going to propagate some of these on here, because if I'm already going to pull them out when they don't have any roots and they may or may not die, I at least want to have a chance to see what happens with said roots and if it does anything, what it's going to do. Because, I'm pulling them out and retransplanting them when I probably should have done that like ages ago before the roots started to take hold. So they're probably going to die anyway. So at least this way they actually have a chance. I'm going to have to re-water again, and then I'll take my shower for the support group meeting tonight. These are the prime suspect or specimen that I want to transplant are these that have the true leaf already growing right up at the top and a good soil root deposition. These are probably going to have the highest success rates if the predators such as the goddamn rabbits don't fucking eat them this time. They seem to be eating everything. And yes, I know I called a rabbit a goddamn predator, but I swear to God, they are predators. They will eat anything in your garden that you plant. Even though technically they won't eat an animal, which makes them an herbivore. But I swear to God, they are freaking predators. Unfortunately, I can't get those goddamn rabbits to eat this freaking pumpkins. As much as I love Lucifer, but he isn't freaking insane. He is taking everything over. And I was supposed to plant Pak Choi here, and it's going to kill my freaking kale because it keeps overgrowing. I need a goddamn goat out here to eat this freaking pumpkin patches, man. They're just growing abnormously large. Like, holy shit, man. They're gonna take over my whole freaking flower bed here. And I just want my baby kale to get bigger now that it's growing kale again. Oh my god, this is annoying, dude. The war of attrition. Since Linus here and Sally refused to take up any of this corner, I gave them 2 new roommates of baby Pak Choi's. Since this seems to be the most fertile flower bed I have, I'm wondering if these 2 will actually grow into something, and then we'll have 2 random Pak Choi roommates taking up free rent in this fertile soil that the pumpkins seem to enjoy the most. Be interesting to see how this goes, since they don't want this. And this gets really good afternoon sun in this evening here, but it doesn't get it full day, which is probably why they're not taking up this corner, and they're kind of going towards here. I made the fatal error when I assumed that they won't grow true leaves because they're close to one another. This is kind of normal when they have too much heat and not enough water, so I re-bottomed watered the pan under here so that it can get water to the root system. However, I think these are going to die, so I'm just going to stop doing what I'm doing, and I'm just going to replant seeds in the holes that are already there and let these clusters be. Maybe they will still grow trees, because the thing is, when they don't have true leaves, they have nothing to anchor themselves to the soil, and apparently these types of soil is not really good for a lot of things to clump to. So like I assume because they're clustered, they're never going to grow true leaves. That's not the case. It's just that we're not under the right conditions. I'm going to accept that. And if it was a problem and they were going to die because of the clumping of the soils, then they would have died by now. So I will accept them as is. I will accept that these will die because I am learning, and this is a learning experience for me. Some of the stuff I've already planted is already dying, and some of it is already taking to the soil, the ones that actually have roots, like the one over there, the one right there, the one in the corner over here is actually gonna probably die. But the 2 ones over there are just chilling, which I appreciate. So I'll just replant 1 seed in each hole and see if they regrow. I think that's the plan for now. I don't want to mess with anything if I don't need to, actually, and hope they will just eventually grow a true leaf. Either way, this basically tells me my seed packet was extremely fertile, and I didn't need to plant 2 seeds to every plot, because that's the situation I ended myself into. They were very fertile. So I'm all done planting stuff in here. It's only a matter of time to see if it does well. It looks like it's getting dehydrated. I'm not really too sure, since I'm not a bok choy expert. Some of my stuff is taking to the soil, like this one right here, but other stuff is just dying like that. So I'm kind of scared. It's not like it's going to be hot. This is the temperature it's going to be for the week, so it's perfect time for bok choy. You know, like low 80s and mid to high 70s. So it's not like it's too hot. There is a support group meeting today, and it is getting later in the evening. It's still a lot of sunlight, but I do want to go ahead and get a bite to eat for the evening, and then probably take a shower, and then whatnot. I'm bad with cameras and phones, dude. I need a tripod, but I also need to go ahead and get some lights, because getting them into the house where it's going to be cooler is going to be good for making bok choy until I can, you know, literally put it out in the sunlight. So I need to go ahead and do some measurements and get some food as well. Okay, so big problem. My phone ended up filling up with memory. So here's a kid's YouTube channel that I found off the interwebs. And here is what happened. I had to basically sign out on my iCloud account, and then, well, first of all, I had to let my phone resync. Then I had to sign out on my iCloud account, and then I had to start deleting stuff, and then finally review the photos and videos that I wanted deleted. And I didn't know that this was an option, so I accidentally deleted some photos of Jessie that I wanted to keep. As you know, Jessie is a border collie that we've had for God knows how many years. For the channel viewers over my gaming channel that know about Jessie and how much of an impact that she was on my life and my brother's life and the family's life as a whole. And now those photos are forever gone. I do not have them anymore. And Jessie has been dead for a while now, which is kind of what led me to my suicidal tendencies, because I didn't have an animal like a dog or a cat to, you know, take care of, cuddle and snuggle when I was feeling depressed. We don't have a lot of time. We have a support group meeting to get to, but I had to go ahead and research and start deleting stuff for me to go ahead and do this. Yeah, pain in the ass, my ass. So let's get into the book that I just got in the mail. The book that I got. This is a manga. I bought 3 cheap books online, and this is one of them. And if you listen to my pilot vlog, or the Sad Miss pilot vlog, I talk about what kind of books I was looking for. And I found this off of Amazon.com. So let's go rip into here and see what we can find. All right, we're going to go ahead and rip into here. What book is this going to be? Okay, this is the 4th edition. It's not in the greatest condition. It's kind of teared on the sides. But I don't appear to see any broken or torn pages. It is just nice to finally have the 4th edition. So all I'm missing now, I believe, is 3 and 7, because I already have 1, 2, 5, and 6. I was missing 3, 4, and 7. This is 4. So the only other 2 that I need is number 3 and 7, and I can go ahead and start rereading this series and probably do a review on it, maybe. We will see. I'm glad to have this now. I will probably keep it despite the condition as rough as it appears to be. It's just good to have this series, because this is one of my favorite series, and I'm kind of sad that they didn't continue it. So we will see. I'm going to go ahead and get something to eat and then take a shower real quickly and shave so I can be in my support group meeting.